there's a silence that falls only once a year, whispering of home, family, and lives behind lit windows. And on this particular street, on this particular Christmas Eve, that silence was felt most heavily by just one man. We often forget that Christmas is built by the forgotten, built by the people who cannot stop. This is what it felt like to be alone on the night everyone was home. Our lonely driver got into his car after his tiring day. Inside, the warmth of the heater was a comfort, but it was a comfort without companionship. But a man does not drive all night through the snow for himself. He drives for the faces he carries with him, and the promise of a morning he won't be there to see. Duty was calling again as he prepared to start the car. He was a necessary part of a beautiful system. But tonight, that system felt heavy. He pulled over near the only window still truly awake, a bakery. The warm, yeasty scent of fresh bread and sugar was a small, cruel reminder of the life waiting for him, but not yet accessible. But the driver had no idea that someone was quietly watching him from the warm glow of a little window above. And she saw him. Not the truck, not the schedule, but the tired man staring at the swirling snow. She saw the loneliness that even the warm light of Christmas couldn't touch. That night, Clara lay awake, thinking that Christmas was about kindness, not presents. With the softest tip of her toe, Clara slipped away from the warm, safe part of the house, moving only by the light of the snow outside. She quietly enters the kitchen, full of the sweet, lingering memory of the day's baking. And Clara knew exactly what she needed. Not the fancy, customer-ready treats, but the warm, simple kindness saved just for family. She chose the box of biscuits her mother had made, just for them, tied it with a simple piece of ribbon, and stepped out into the biting cold. Clara moves like a shadow through the festive-lit hallway. She decided that this moment was more important than sleep. The Christmas tree was still lit, but the house was asleep. In her hands, she clutches the box and steps quietly in the street. Outside, the cold was vast and immediate. The wind pressed against her small body, and the quiet was enormous. The sound of an entire town holding its breath. The light from the bakery was fading behind her, leaving her alone in the immense blue shadow of the winter night. But she kept walking. She walked not towards a gift, but towards a moment. Clara stopped at the next bakery on his route. The last delivery of the night. He stepped from the car, drawn to the bakery's warm glow. For just a few minutes, the night would be still. Clara held the box close as she walked towards the bakery. She placed the box carefully, the card colored in crayon tucked on top. She glanced around, just to be sure she was alone. And, just as swiftly, the quiet moment was over, leaving only the proof that someone had been seen in the deepest hour of the night. The driver returned through the dim bakery alley, his shoulders weighed down by the night.
Is this for me?
He looked, but the giver was gone. The street was as cold and quiet as before. His eyes widen slightly as he discovers a tiny handmade card tucked beneath the box. A wave of surprise and warmth floods his face as he reads the message. Steam from fresh bread broke the cold silence. A small moment of quiet peace. He drove on, carrying the warmth of Clara's biscuits and the silent, heavy promise of Christmas. He was a long way from home, but tonight, he was not alone. And that, he knew, was the only gift that truly mattered. And in the great, quiet expanse of the night, the road no longer felt endless. It simply felt like a path leading home.